Hi, my name is Katherine Saul. I am one of the faculty fellows in academic affairs at the UNC System Office, and I'm an associate professor of mechanical and aerospace engineering at NC State. I've been working with the Digital Learning Initiative over the last little bit to think about how to incorporate new types of educational technology in the classroom for both face-to-face learning as well as online instruction. One challenge is that there are so many different categories of educational technology that it can be hard to know how to use it best in terms of our pedagogical approach to our courses. We don't want to just use it to be a shiny bell or whistle that we attach to our class. We really want it to serve a purpose. And because there's so much of it, it can be hard to sift through it. So one thing that we've done is taken a framework of thinking about what it is that we need to accomplish in our classroom and the challenges that we face there from both a pedagogical perspective as well as problems of practice that we experience when teaching. By problems of practice, I mean the challenges that we experience when we're planning curriculum or when we're considering the context of our students or when we want to incorporate more student engagement, address their levels of preparation, all sorts of topics. Typically, we think about them in terms of addressing student performance or access to technology, student behavior or engagement, and the interactions that we want to encourage within our class between the instructor and the students and between students themselves. So when we think about the technology that we want to apply, we really can start categorizing which technologies are best to solve these specific types of problems of practice and pedagogical concerns, rather than just digging into the technology and having a technology first kind of point of view. And to help others do that, we've created a tool that we think will allow you to more rapidly sift through the landscape of technology and select one that works best for your class and for your problem. So I'd like to share with you just a snapshot of how the tool that we've developed will work. This is currently implemented in Excel, and it allows you to just use a drop-down menu type of strategy to access the information. There is a database of information which we're continually updating as we get more and more feedback about the types of technologies that are available. But I'll show you what we have currently. Many of the definitions in this tool have been derived in part from Carnegie Mellon's Eberly Center on Teaching and Pedagogy and other resources from the IMS Global Learning Impact Trend framework. So to use the tool, you would choose a category of what type of problem of practice or pedagogical need you are trying to solve in your class. So as an example, we would choose from these categories, and let's start with an example from pedagogy. So perhaps when I'm thinking about moving my class to an online setting or thinking about using some new technology to address some of my pedagogical challenges, let's say I wanted to select something related to inquiry learning and think about how I could use different types of educational technology to enhance my inquiry learning in my course. The next three boxes would give us some information about what types of things we might want to consider and learn more about. So some technology solutions might be using gaming, simulation, or immersive learning, or to use e-texts and learning app innovations, or think about different types of e-collaborative learning and collaborative workspaces that you might use. We provide some example providers, and this is not exhaustive, although we're updating this list as we become aware of more and more providers that are already being used within the system by our faculty. But we provide some examples here that you might want to consider and to provide a little context for the type of solutions that we're talking about. So for example, working in an e-collaborative workspace might mean using Google Docs, or it might mean sharing something on GitHub. And then we're working towards developing some training modules that are not live yet, but the tool has already been suggesting those as we prepare those in the future. So let's think about another example. Another example might be thinking about a problem of practice that you're having in your class. And maybe you're concerned about your students' level of engagement. And to be even more specific, maybe you're worried that they're not seeking the help that they need when they need it, and perhaps they're waiting too long in the semester to come to you. So then we might suggest some other types of technologies. maybe you should consider using adaptive learning or online homeworks that are responsive to the student's level of understanding so that each student gets a personalized experience. Or perhaps, again, you might think about assessment enhancement using digital technology so that you can get quicker feedback to the students about when they actually are mastering a concept or when they need additional help. And again, we would suggest some example providers, not an exhaustive list, but so that you have some context for the types of technologies that these categories refer to. So I hope that you will find this tool useful as you're planning your classes and trying to think of new ways that technology can enhance your course and enhance the learning of your students.